And welcome to Not Random Wrestling Talk Smackdown review for August 2nd, 2016. Holy fuck, I already botched the damn introduction of the show. Damn! That sucks!
I
With
love
my
scotch.
co-host,
Down it
Matthew.
goes, down to my belly.
What goes down in your belly?
I love scotch. Down it goes, down to my belly.
Alright, Matthew, I guess, viewers, he's been sucking down on scotch. That's not good for you, Matthew. You really should consider not doing that anymore. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into things. Overall opinion before we actually get into play-by-play overall look of SmackDown. Starting with you, Matt. What do you think of the show in comparison to last week?
In my personal opinion, this one wasn't as good as last week, and I honestly don't care what other people have to say. I actually like last week, how they set it up as where the direction was going to go and all that. But this, yeah, I can see where they're going, trying to set up matches for SummerSlam here and there, but overall matches wise, I mean, for example, Randy Orton versus Fandango. I mean, they couldn't pick anyone better to have Randy Orton, just squash until Lesnar shows up.
I'm going to stop you there because I am just baffled and astonished at the fuck you just said. You said that this week's SmackDown was worse than last week's?
I didn't say it was worse.
And last week's SmackDown was...
I just said I kind of like the direction where they were going last week, how they're going to establish what SmackDown is going to be like and then this week, yes, the opening was good. Yes, the confrontation between AJ Styles and John Cena was good. The match we just saw where Dolph Ziggler put his number one contendership on the line and beat Bray Wyatt was good. Everything else was, eh. Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let me stop you there for a second.
Matches here and there. And, of course, on a show, on both shows, there's going to be one little segment where it's like, really, you're going to waste our time on this? For Raw last week, it was that was ridiculous tag team match between the Golden Truth and there was other in the Shining Stars, in which case, as you mentioned, R-Truth focused on Pokemon Go, didn't even give a shit about the match, but at least the match actually went from beginning to end, while we're supposed to be getting a Divas match where Eva Marie, who can't wrestle worth shit, makes her debut and then fakes some sort of injury in order to get out of the match.
But Matthew, here's the best thing. They didn't allow that shit kicker bitch actually compete to display how pathetic she really is. I haven't seen this woman ever compete in a ring. Ever. And everyone says that she's shit. And that's the reason why they had to do that.
That's just because, a year or two back, she actually was wrestling and she couldn't wrestle worth crap. I mean, she was just an add-on spot in the Total Divas show or whatever. I think she might have.
She basically can't wrestle now because apparently they didn't want her debuting on SmackDown. They'll probably never have her debut. She'll probably be just a flash in the pan, pretty face douchebag. With all that being said, my overall opinion.
Yes.
My overall opinion, Matthew, if you'd allow me to speak, okay.
My show.
It was real. No, it's not your fucking show. It's my show. You're just happen to be part of it, and I'm nice enough to have you here. And I'm all willing to be able to do it by myself. Whatever.
But then you won't get any views, though, if you're all by your own self.
I get views without your help, and I get views with your help. So either way, I get views. So shut the fuck up! Alright? That's number one. Number two. Number two deal here is SmackDown, to me, was better than last week. Here's why. It flowed better. Not a wasted battle royal bullshit that wasted 30 minutes of our fucking time. We got a one-on-one main event match with not a six-pack challenge, but a number one contenders match between two men trying to compete to win their spot to face Dean Ambrose for the championship, which I thought was the right thing to do overall. Two, it helped build Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose's match into something more important than the idea that, oh, look, Dolph Ziggler didn't do shit for the past year and a half since Survivor Series of 2014. So there you go on that. You're getting to see Dolph Ziggler have a whole new aspect and building a whole new character. Everything about SmackDown spoke volumes about Dolph Ziggler, and that's what this show really was about, which should have been what it always should be, about the WWE Championship, and that's what this whole thing was about. Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, and the WWE title. Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar segment. Absolutely outstanding. Loved it. Thought it was cool. You know, it was exactly what needed to be done. And it's the typical thing. One guy invades another guy's show. That's what they're going to do. So, blah, blah, blah. You know, the next thing that I liked, the introduction of the show, Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. Dean Ambrose was saying something that's very true to life. He busted his ass. He got his way to fucking WWE, and he had to bust his ass some more to become WWE champion. And at the end of the day, he wasn't just a fluke champion. He beat two of his former best friends from the Shield and retained his championship all at once. So, with all that being said, he made himself into a real champion by doing that. So, that's the explanation on Dean Ambrose being a champion. Then he started talking shit about Dolph Ziggler, which made a lot of sense, as all of you may already know if you've already viewed SmackDown. So that's that. That is really the whole basis of what SmackDown needed to be about. Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and the WWE Championship match. John Cena, AJ Styles, great segment. We'll get into it in further detail. So I've already discussed about that. So have you about Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose segment. So let's get into the first match of the show. Give me 1 second to go down on NoDQ.com. Kalisto versus Baron Corbin. I was sort of impressed with this match. The guy who won, I wasn't happy with. I mean, Apollo Crews deserves to be the guy, to get a championship shot. I was more hoping for that match.
Wait, who'd you say you was hoping to win, Kalisto?
No, I was hoping Baron Corbin would have won that triple threat to face the Miz. Corbin and mop the floor with fucking Miz at SummerSlam.
Well, if we're lucky, this will be the last time Miz is IC champion. We'll get a decent champion who won't act like a dick.
Well, I just don't want to see champion at all. I absolutely fucking.
Yes,
I think he is by far.
Yes, Miz is a whore. People say they like him or whatever, but as a wrestler, as a character, he's just too damn annoying. I mean, give me Jericho any day of the week.
No, fuck him too, man. I was saying this in my Raw review earlier today. I said, simply put, please shut the hell up. He sucks. He is the epitome of the Miz. He sounds like the Miz now. He absolutely is horrible. I was watching during the weekend. I was watching retro WWF. I'm doing now Ruthless Aggression era from the December of 2001 after the review. And I'm gonna do that in order all the way up of the 2007 episodes. And Jericho sounded so as a heel back now. He sounds like an complete and utter dumb. I can't stomach listening to the dude anymore.
He sounds like an ass
sucks.
clown, doesn't he? He sounds like an ass clown, doesn't he?
He sounds like a super big ass clown, and he's fucking annoying as hell, and I off my television.
Okay, fine.
I hate it.
Fine. Look, save that for your Raw rants. We're here for SmackDown, and we're here to talk about how much Miz is just god awful, and pretty much Daniel Bryan said it himself. He basically drafted the IC title. Miz just happens to be holding it, which, my God, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, no shit. Fucking downright sick of that dude. I can't stomach the Miz. And what they did after Apollo Crews won that match is he dragged a large, muscular man with ease to put him the what's that move called again? I don't even fucking know what it's called.
Which one are you referring to, Miz or Baron Corbin's move?
Miz.
Oh, skull crushing finale?
Yeah, skull crushing finale, whatever the fuck they call that piece of shit move by the Miz. I hope that motherfucker loses to Apollo Crews. It's not really who I wanted to win originally, but who gives a shit?
Well, if Baron Corbin was a face, then I'm sure he would have been the guy. But what are you gonna do? I mean, yes, we have a face versus face match for the world title, but you honestly expect to see a heel versus heel for the IC title? I mean, maybe back in the day, but WWE doesn't like taking those kind of risks anymore.
I think they would have done a lot better doing it that way. And you did see Baron Corbin actually attack The Miz after he hits the skull-crushing finale. So that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny, but, that's part of Baron Corbin's character. He doesn't need anybody's help. He didn't ask for Miz to come out. If Miz came out, then he's just another victim.
Yep, pretty much. All right, so the next thing on the card was Eva Marie and Becky Lynch, which shouldn't have never even existed.
Yeah, we already talked about it. Move on. The match never even happened.
So moving on with that bullshit. The Alpha Males, the American Alpha, actually defeat the Vaudevillains.
Outside of Dolph Ziggler and Bray Wyatt, this is the second best match of the night. Maybe match of the night. Depends on which one you like better.
I think the Vaudevillains. I don't like the Vaudevillains, but they were promoted into a tag championship match, and they've just been up here and then crash like a fucking crashing plane.
Yes. To be fair, they were promoted into a tag team match in order to introduce the new tag team that we got from the NXT. But now, until SmackDown either acquires the tag team titles currently on Raw or created tag team titles, then you're just going to see grudge matches. The same thing with the Divas, which according to an article on NoGQ, they're thinking about creating their own separate tag team. Separate belts.
Yeah, and their separate women's championship belt. I think that is absolute and utter crap.
It didn't work with the Divas title, and it's not going to work now.
No, it's not going to. It's
Yeah.
never going to work.
Yes, we've been at this again. And I repeat myself. Either take everyone in a certain division, put them on a separate show, or have the champions defend the belts on both brands.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only way it's going to work. The rest of it is just utter and complete waste of time, and it's fucking bullshit. So that's it on that.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
mean,
next.
yes. Again, it worked in the tag team division when they had the WWE tag team titles and the World Tag Team titles, but now, no.
Yeah. AJ Styles and John Cena segment. This, I'll let you discuss a little bit about this, say what you want to say, and then I'll share my opinions on it.
Okay, now, I understand where AJ's going with this, but honestly, the direct, but how he talked about it by pointing out to the fans and the kids and all that, that kind of felt off to me. I mean, just state the facts. AJ is one of the best damn wrestlers on the planet. He helped build a company on his back, TNA, which he sort of made a reference to when he mentioned Nashville, because that's where TNA first got started. And he got big in New Japan. He went all around the world, and yet here's John Cena for 15 years, ever since guys like The Rock, Stone Cold, the guys who pretty much created the Attitude Era, walked away, and he pretty much had to be the face. And Cena, wherever he goes, quote unquote, buries all the indie wrestlers once they get into WWE. AJ doesn't want that. He doesn't deserve that. And so, as I mentioned earlier, this rivalry is good because you have the best of the indies versus the face of WWE.
I gotcha. Well, my attitude is real simple. I loved John Cena's response to why he's there in WWE. What I would have loved to see AJ Styles' response to is John Cena said to AJ before he asked him the question why he's there. And he said, John Cena said to AJ, he said, you're a talented wrestler who doesn't have no love like that. So what the hell are you doing here? And he really should have came out and said this. I was the face of the company I worked for, but they didn't want to pay me jack shit for all the hard work I put into this company. See, if you would have went ahead and put your heart, sweat, and tears into WWE and then give you the middle finger in return for your hard work and efforts to help make them the best company you possibly can make them, and in return you get nothing back to support your family. You talk about how you go ahead and you do it for the fans and you do it for the love of wrestling. I need to do it because I worked in the indies and they don't pay you a lot in that shit. I need to take care of my family. So guess what? Yeah, I don't always do it for the love of the sport. I have to do it for survival for my family, pal. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm going to take over this joint. And yeah, I love wrestling, but I also need to take care of my family too.
And yes,
Guess what? I'm beating your ass at SummerSlam.
and you know what? That's actually really the mindset that most indie wrestlers have with Cena. They scratch and claw their way in order to get an opportunity to even step foot in WWE, which is basically the promised land of wrestling, however you want to put it. And here's John Cena, who you could say, started off in the development of OVW. He paid his dues, yada yada. But when you don't step down for 15 years plus years or whatever and let somebody else take the reins, That can piss a lot of people off.
That's the thing, Matthew. He is trying to find other means of getting involved in other stuff.
Yes, and I understand that.
He is gonna put. I see John Cena putting over AJ Styles in this match at SummerSlam. I really do. I think a lot of people's heads are gonna turn. They're gonna go, "What the fuck?" And they're gonna get what they've wanted. They're gonna see John Cena finally lose cleanly to a superstar like AJ Styles and succeed. Because my belief is, I believe that eventually either Dolph Ziggler is going to win that championship from Dean Ambrose and face AJ Styles, or it's going to be AJ versus. I guarantee you, at Backlash, you're seeing AJ Styles competing for that WWE Championship.
Yes, and
September.
I'm just going to throw this out here, and I hope I'm wrong, but if Cena does win, the blame is not going to be on Cena. We all know who we're going to have to give the middle finger in our complaints to.
Yeah, it's Vince McMahon himself. He's the one that's been doing this with... And this is the same thing with Roman Reigns. People shouldn't hate on Roman Reigns because of Roman Reigns. They should hate Vince McMahon for what they're doing to Roman Reigns to make them hate Roman Reigns, period. Because that is what the real situation is with Roman Reigns. I, per se, don't like this whole thing with what they've done with Roman Reigns. I think it's bullshit. I think they need to just give in, let go, stop being such fucking control freaks, and let it be what it is. Roman Reigns is a heel. He will work out the way it needs to be. They just need to let it be what it is. Simple as that. Nothing difficult, nothing hard, nothing complex. Roman Reigns is now being placed again. I didn't mention this on my
Raw review.
This anyway. Rusev wins his title, retains his title, and Roman Reigns comes out. Now, this whole thing about this redemption story that's possibly being said to happen, I really hope doesn't. I hope he loses to Rusev and then, or wins the title and helps build the title into something prestigious while it turns him into what he needs to be, a big star, so he can win back the title.
Yes,
the way
and
he
I
should
mentioned this to you last night about, okay, so Roman Reigns has really sunk this low where the only thing he has going for him is a opportunity for the U.S. title. Yes, it's a title opportunity, but he basically has to scratch his way and pull himself out of this shithole gutter that he's in.
Yeah, and I really believe that him losing to Rusev should bring out the heel that he is.
Oh yeah, make him lose a bunch of matches,
put
him in these ridiculous situations where he constantly loses, piss him off. Fans still booing him. Eventually, have him just snap and just go ape shit on someone.
Yeah, and that's what I believe needs to happen, per se. I think that's the necessary thing for Roman Reigns so he can finally get this opportunity he needs to be a main eventer. And
not just a main eventer, but
stable.
And not for the actually a decent person for him to go ape shit on or people. I have him just attack the Usos.
No, I think the right guy should be Finn Balor because he is the more popular
but
one.
Just to establish a heel. I mean, I don't want really Roman Reigns anywhere near the title picture until he's at least a decent heel. I mean, for him to attack his own family just to prove a point, that just sounds better.
All right, so we already discussed Randy Orton Fandango segment. Brock interfered in F5 disaster. Heath Slater, he got gored by Rhino.
I only have one word to describe that segment. Gore! Gore! Gore!
Get Paul. You know, they really should have Paul Heyman on SmackDown to represent Rhino. I think that would be pretty fucking cool if they did that. Carmella, that was. I have to agree with you. 2 of the Divas matches were fucking wastes of time. I don't even understand the point why they had them on there. Made no sense. It was just a waste of people's time and efforts. Not helping the women's division at all on SmackDown.
Well, I stepped out during the match, so I'm just gonna assume that Carmella lost. Is that what happened?
There was no fucking match either. What happened was Carmella was coming to the ring doing her skit that she did with Enzo and Cass. She was doing it on her own this time. She was doing it pretty well, by the way. And then Natalya just came out of nowhere, hit her from behind, smashed her into the barricade and stuff, and then put her in a sharpshooter, and that was the end of the whole thing. So that was fucking
whatever. Alright, so it's just... Alright, so now we go on to the main event of the night.
Yep, Dolph Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt. My overall opinion, as I said earlier, I think this was fucking awesome. I liked the match. My only issue was the fucking ending. It was anticlimactic. It sucked. When Dolph Ziggler hit that freaking zigzag out of nowhere on freaking Bray Wyatt, that was the perfect ending. If they would have had, if they wanted to have that match to continue, what should have happened is Bray Wyatt should have went ahead, tried to run in the corner and squish, do a splash on him and miss and hit the metal steel turnbuckle, and then Dolph Ziggler super kicking him in the face and pinning him 1, 2, 3. Now that would have worked out better.
Yeah, I have to agree because
he takes his skull, smashes it into the fucking turnbuckle, and then around and kick him in the face was fucking stupid.
Okay, yeah, I understand that part. It was trying to show off the more aggressive side of Ziggler, but when I saw that, I was thinking, wait, I know this is scripted, but reality, wouldn't the referee, call a DQ on that? Because it was exposed turnbuckle? Yeah. I mean, that's not very smart. I mean, I can understand, sucking him in, hitting him, like you said, missing the splash and, stun him that way and then going with the super kick. But to deliberately just slam his face in there and then hit super kick, again, showing off the aggressive side of Ziggler. Fine, all, but in reality, that's a DQ.
Yeah. Here's something else I want to throw. I think that this storyline can build up into something else besides just a SummerSlam match. We could see Dolph Ziggler lose to Dean Ambrose and lose again to Dean Ambrose, but we will see. I think they could develop this into a second World Championship match by having Dolph Ziggler face Dean Ambrose after SummerSlam on SmackDown in a street fight. What do you think about that?
I like that. I mean,
for the championship, man.
Yeah, of course, for the championship. I mean, anytime you have a championship on a show, that's good, and especially a street fight, no rules. That'd be great to see. I mean, it all depends, like you said, if they're actually going to push AJ into the title picture at Backlash. For all we know, we could get another rematch between Ambrose and Ziggler, and then have the street fight at Backlash, in which case, Ziggler wins that way. But all in all, I have no problem with Ziggler winning the belt at SummerSlam. And if he does, great. It means that WWE is finally giving him the credit he deserves. If he doesn't...
Yeah, and let me just stop you there for a moment. My only issue with it is they didn't give him the proper build-up leading up to that point of him winning the title. Going ahead and having Daniel Bryan out of nowhere just fucking randomly title. For no reason. Just, you won the match. You were losing nothing. You were losing having pointless matches one after another. I mean, he fucking lost to Heath Slater cleanly from what I heard, which I think that probably just happened on, which is sad and pathetic, and I do believe I remember that. So, Dolph Ziggler just getting over on Dean Ambrose, I think this match that Dolph is getting is going to help him and should push him to a main event status, number one. He should eventually win the championship later on this year. That's how I feel about the subject.
Oh, yeah. And depending how they push him, I mean, I have no problem with him, being the show off, Shawn Michaels 2.0, however they want to build him. If he wants to be a face that wise, fine. If he wants to be a heel, I think that'd be even better.
No.
No, he should
No,
stay
he needs
babyface.
to be a heel. He needs to be a cocky, egotistical dick. That's what Dolph Ziggler needs to be.
Yeah, basically like Michaels, because Michaels was great as a heel too.
Yeah, but Michaels, when he started becoming a big time champion, he so yeah.
Well, yeah,
on that one, but
we all know the stories with his backstory and all that. But point is, the whole cockiness, egotistical, showing off, being better than everybody, that kind of heel.
I hear you. All right, well, that's pretty much our overall opinion about SmackDown. My overall opinion again is
by the way,
SmackDown
what
this week was.
stars would you give this? We completely forgot about the rankings.
Like the overall show itself?
Yeah. In fact, let's just leave off the match wise. Actually, let's do this. I would give the tag team match with the America's Alpha's debut a solid 3.5 because I really like that match. The Ziggler Bray match, the ending didn't really suit me because, like I said, I was really iffy with the reason they didn't go with the DQ. I understand they weren't going to go with the DQ ending, but it really was a DQ. So again, I'd give that another 3.5. Everything else,
Yep.
So again, I'd give them the whole overall show a 3.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Anyway, the show is better than last, and I'll explain to you why. One, no fucking solid build up to any kind of matches going on. The only thing that had any meaning or purpose was Randy Orton with The Miz trying to help explain why he believed that he has a shot against Brock Lesnar, which wasn't much of a belief anyway. But it was nice to see Randy compete in a match against The Miz and beat his ass and beat him to a pulp. We had too much Battle Royal bullshit when Raw had 2 fatal 4-ways and then a number 1 contenders match.
Well, like I said, those 2 shows last week were just trying to establish, the pecking order. I mean, you pretty much you're pretty much trying to start off from scratch, and sometimes you got to do that.
My opinion is they should have gotten rid of the whole Battle Royal idea and did something different.
Well,
the 6-pack challenge,
I actually like the Battle Royal. I mean, it wasn't the most creative idea, but to give everyone else on the roster an opportunity to, get a shot. I mean, I at least like the premise of giving everyone a fair opportunity.
Look, the idea would have worked properly for last week's SmackDown if they would have had a stronger roster. They don't. It would have worked better, actually, to be honest with you, on Raw.
They don't have a strong roster. You know who you can blame that? You know who you can get the middle finger for that? For doing that? Vince. Newsflash. The draft was shit.
No shit, Sherlock. I mean, damn.
Don't just blame SmackDown for having not the best roster. Because we all know Raw pretty much took all the good picks, and SmackDown got the the middle card guys who are going to eventually become main eventers, and Vince just is continuing supporting Raw because that's the main show. That's the 3 hours. They need that opportunity. Blah blah blah.
Well, my attitude to all of it is real simple.
Yeah, make Raw 2 hours and then actually mean something.
Yeah, Raw 2 hours would be good because this SmackDown episode, with all the shitty little things that they did, like the two Divas match that meant nothing, it was still a better SmackDown than it was last week. If they can go ahead and just get the two bullshit little things that they did on SmackDown off and actually have a really good match to fill in time, it would have been a fantastic show. Not just a good show. It would have been a great show.
Okay, yes.
My attitude, which one would you say was better this week, Raw or SmackDown? I say last week Raw was better than SmackDown, but for this week, who was better, Raw or SmackDown?
For 3 hours, we knew what to expect. I mean, we all knew everything was just building up until the very end with Brock Lesnar coming out to address the match. The only thing that made that entire segment interesting was the fact that Orton just popped out of nowhere.
Yep.
Matches. They're just.
You got Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn's match.
The Seth Rollins match was good. The segment with him and Finn Balor was good. Yes, Seth can be a cocky SOB, and he has the most annoying laugh ever. But his mic skills are great, and he made some valid points, and so did Finn. And again, just like you mentioned, have never really followed Finn Balor in his earlier years. I know he became very popular and very good in New Japan, being I think it was called a junior heavyweight champion.
Yeah. Yep.
So I understand in New Japan he was big, and Seth Rollins and his indies was actually, I'm not sure. I mean, if he may have followed him in ROH or whatever, wherever he was, I'm sure he was just as good. And again, first, NXT champion, you can't take that away from him, just as you can't take away the fact that Finn was the longest NXT champion. But it's time for those two to set up. Basically, you have two of the best guys of the new generation, the new era on Raw, facing each other for a belt that honestly just scares me that it's gonna look like shit.
Probably. More than likely that's the case. But yeah, which show did you think was better though, Raw or SmackDown this week?
Okay, the truth is, I honestly have to say SmackDown just because they did a better build-up for their separate matches. The build-up they're going with on Raw, like again, the tag team title picture with the fact that the New Day won, but still got their ass handed to them by Gallows and Anderson. It's basically established those two teams are going to face each other. If we're going to if we're going to have the club, Anderson and Gallows dethrone the New Day with their gangman mentality, or we're going to see the same third man interference for the New Day. It depends what you're going to get.
Well, my attitude is simple. I liked SmackDown better than Raw. I didn't think Raw was bad at all. I think Raw was a decent show, but SmackDown was a much improved show in comparison to last week. Not to mention, they made Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose's title match seem just as important as Finn Balor and Seth Rollins' match for the Universal Championship.
Yeah,
God almighty, I can't believe they picked a name like that.
Yeah, and you need to do that. SmackDown has the legit title, yet they have
Yeah.
they don't honestly. You have to agree. Ambrose is main event material, and Ziggler. They're rebuilding Ziggler. They're making Dolph Ziggler great again, if you will.
Yeah, and Bob Backlund would have been fucking funny, Ziggler, man. That
Yes,
would have been awesome.
yes, and you have. I already mentioned, Rollins is already established a main eventer. Balor is yes, he's pretty much a main eventer, and they're making a point that he's the next big main eventer on Raw. The only problem is, again, that title name is ridiculous, and I'm honestly afraid of what it's going to look like. And honestly, if they actually do bring back the world title and they're just calling it by a different name, they're fucking morons.
Well, the truth of the matter is, they're going to try to give it an old school look with a new school, modern day look mixed together.
I know that. I saw a theory where it's going to actually look like the very old, very retro. I mean, old school WWE title with the newer WWE
the eagle
logo
on it and everything.
Yeah, that title, but just with a new WWE logo on it. And again, that's just I saw that possibility. It just made me want to puke.
No, here's what they really need to do. And I'm going to end this with this, everything, and then we'll end.
Wrap it up.
What I really believe is they should have the WWE logo as the head of an eagle, with the eagle's wings wrapped around the universe of the world. There you go.
Okay, however that's gonna look, but anyway, if it turns out looking like crap, then that's just WWE not giving a damn thing. You're just gonna like it. When whoever's going to hold the belt is just going to be the same cocky bastard, whatever you're going to say, or a champion we all can, be proud of. Yada, yada.
Yeah, but the WWE Championship is bad. There's no real effort put into it. It's just a fucking WWE logo in the middle of a black fucking background.
Yeah, but
with a square-shaped
the WWE
thing.
logo spell is, it's all diamond covered and everything, and it looks decent. Okay,
bland.
It's bland, but what do you want to expect? I mean, WWE just honestly doesn't care anymore what their titles look like, as long as someone is decent enough holding the belt. And before we go, I also want to get your honest opinion on this. We've already been established last week that Joe's going to defend the NXT title against Nakamura at TakeOver Brooklyn, and we also have pretty much going to get Asuka defending the women's title against Bayley. That's the two matches so far. And do you honestly, once the matches get all the cards together, do you honestly think that TakeOver is going to, outdo SummerSlam? Or do you think it's
I think, and we discussed this in our text messages while we were watching. Opinion is, I think that they're going to be evenly matched for the first time. I think both shows are going to be decent, and everybody's going to enjoy both of them. I think finally, for the first time ever, the main roster and NXT are going to be at even playing fields with each other, and they're both going to be entertaining. NXT ain't going to change at all. They're going to still see entertaining program. Their only problem is they need to get that roster back up now that they had to promote those other guys on their roster to the main roster.
Yeah, I know they need to reestablish. They need to reestablish some guys. Hideo Itami's coming back, so that'll get a huge pop.
You want to know the honest truth? Here's the honest truth. I think they should have gotten rid of SmackDown. No offense to SmackDown. I actually enjoy watching SmackDown. I like to see the underdog win against the big
Okay,
dog.
I know where you're going. Get rid of SmackDown, put NXT and just have NXT in Raw. Those are your two.
Yeah,
brands.
and NXT should be like on television. And fuck this, the fucking WWE network for the NXT. Because the NXT gets as much popularity and hype up as the WWE main roster anyway to begin with. But that's there's really nothing else more to be said here. So thank you guys again for watching. Leave your comments and opinions down. Hit that subscribe button. And thank you very much for watching. And have a great night, guys.
And I apologize for that.